Yeah, I would say no association for A because it's just kind of a mess. Okay, what about B? Linear. C? Linear. Tell me about B. It would be a positive linear and C would be a negative linear. What about D? Right, but it is an association, guys. It's making what that's called a parabola, but it is associated. It's just not linear. And then what about E? I would say the same thing, that it's not linear. And then what about F? Again, non-linear, but they are associated. Okay, there was only one that had no association. How'd you do? Are you okay? Okay. How about Friday night? We had this homework. What I got in class, people asking me, was about number 2, about this positive linear versus non-linear, because we didn't really talk about that in class. So a positive linear would be something like that, right? A positive non-linear would be something more like that. It's still going up, going positive, but it's more of a curve. So kind of like over here, like this one. That would be a positive non-linear because it's still going up. Okay. Did anyone else have any other questions though on this? Okay. Then we're going to move on. This is the last new thing that we're learning before the test. All right. And this is going to be super easy. Y'all, when you look at the test review, it's kind of long, right? I mean, application kind of, it's kind of long. That's because there are so many teats on this test, meaning different skills that we've learned that have to be on this test. So it's kind of a long one. So, but this is the last new thing. All right. So it's called trend lines and making predictions. If you look at the week, this week's going to be, I think, pretty quick week. Today's the last new thing. Tomorrow we review. Wednesday we have a test. And then Thursday and Friday we're doing these scatter plot experiments. And I think I talked about briefly about the Barbie dolls a while back. So we're finally getting to the Barbie dolls. We don't need any more Miss Mailer's classes grown enough. So we don't need any more. Okay? So if you're planning on bringing them, don't worry about it. All right? Okay, so it says both sales at Dustin's Marina are given. So you can see the week and the sales. The side is a constructed scatter plot using the data with a trend line or line of best fit. So what do you think that that is?
Perhaps maybe the average.
Kind of. Look, guys, take a look at the graph. Do you see the line? Is it possible to draw a line and hit all of the points?
No.
It's not, because they don't form a straight line. Okay? But notice that there are 1, 2, 3 that are actually touching the line. And how many are above the line? 3 above. How many are below?
2.
So does it seem like it's in the middle as best it can be? Yeah. Is this an exact science here? No, we're making a line that's as close to being in the middle as we can, okay? But now what it's saying is use the line of best fit to make a prediction about boat sales in week 9. So what we're saying is we would go to week 9, we would go up, and on the line of best fit, it looks like it would be what? 16. In week 9, we predict about 16 sales. Okay. Now, when week 9 comes and goes, might it be possible that it's not 16? Yeah. Right, of course. But we're saying we're making a prediction based on the information that we have. Okay. So next one. This time they want you to construct the scatter plot. So let's do that. We're good at that. Hopefully, we did that last week. Okay. Then it says to draw and assess a trend line that seems to represent. Alrighty. We were saying before the fire drill that it says to construct a scatter plot. We did that. Draw and assess a trend line that seems to best represent the data. But what would you say about this data? Yeah, you can't because there's no association. Okay, and then if there's no association, then can you really make a prediction? No.
I mean,
What? Well, tell me.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't have enough points.
You could assume that it would be somewhere in between here, at least. Like we probably wouldn't pick the next dot to be up here. But again, that's just an assumption. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next one. All right, it says the table shows the value of Heather's portfolio in thousands of dollars at the end of each year. So construct a scatter plot of the data. So let's do that first. Okay, what do you think about this one?
Interesting.
It looks like it's mostly what? Yeah, it's mostly declining, which is sad since that's her portfolio. That means her value is declining. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make a line of best fit. Okay, now again, this is not a perfect science, but you want to try to make yourself a straight line and you want to try to hit as many lines as you can. Okay, so if I would start at this first one, and for me it's easy because I can swing my line. If I do here, I'm touching two and above, two below. Does that look about as straight as I can get it? I'm touching 3 points, and then 1 is above, 2 is below. Is that about as in the middle as I can get it? I think so. Okay, so now that I did that, use the line of best fit to make a prediction about the value of her portfolio at the end of year 8. So at the end of year 8, according to the line that I put, I would put about what? According to mine, I put about 45,000.
They had like 42,000.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But that's why I put about at the end of year 8. And so the key actually says answers may vary, but should be around 50,000. Okay? Now, the way that questions like this are going to look on a test, because that is very open-ended. We're going to give you answer choices, and then you would plot them, and then you would figure out which one works best. Okay? For example, let's say that I gave you answer choices of week 8. I'm going to erase that one. Let's say I gave you answer choices of 50,000. So go ahead and plot these on yours as I say them out loud. 50,000, 55,000, 40,000, and 25,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and just plot them all at year 8. Okay. And I'm going to take away my line for just a second. Okay. So now, when you step back and you look at it, okay, which ones are, it's not it.
45,000.
Yeah, this one is too low. What else?
55,000.
I actually think that this one looks a little low, in my opinion. 40? I don't know. Y'all think that 55 is too high? Because you've got, I don't know, you've got one at 80, one at another one up here at 80. So these are kind of close. You know what I mean? Which one is best? I agree. I think that this one is the best one, and I'm gonna be honest, that's why some of y'all aren't gonna like these questions, because what?
It's not straightforward.
Yeah, it's not just like one straightforward mathematical answer like we like. It's which one is the best? Fluffy, ELA, right? Which one is the best, okay? And so that's what you need to do is figure out. Now, a lot of times, y'all, they're not so close together, okay? There might be two that are close together, but you want to pick the one that is best, okay? All right, guys, turn your paper over on the back and go ahead and try. There's what? 4 problems. One, you have to make the scatter plot. The other one, you're just using the scatter plot. Okay, work with your partner. Pause the video if you're home. See what we have. So they said using the line about 16, and it says answers may vary. So did you get something close to 16? What 8, 17, 18? About 17. I would think, 15 to 18.
14?
Let's see.
Okay,
hang on.
14.
At 7 hours, 10 would be down here. So that's not even close to the rest. And then 11's right above it. So I don't think those are high enough. Okay. Remember, first, before you do this, you'll want to draw your line. And because this data was here, did y'all draw your line flatter? Is that what happened? Because you were trying to hit more points. So if you started here, and even if you drew it, I mean, that's not a line. So hang on. But even if I see, look, now I'm touching 2 points, 2 or above, 1 or below, then I still think 10 is still way too low. You know what I mean? That's why it's got to be somewhere in here. So that's like 16, 17, 14, 15, somewhere in there. Okay?
It's also max build. If you wait till 14, you can't go down from that.
Say that one more time. Oh, I see what you're saying. That is because it's bags filled, then it has to be at least 14 or more. Oh, I like that. Good thinking. Okay. And then how about the last one? What? Now we didn't do this one, but I mean we didn't do one like this one. But it says that they already gave you a line of best fit, and so they said to use the information to answer. So write an equation in slope-intercept form for the trend line that's drawn. Did everybody get -3/4 x plus 35? Yeah, because they gave you the line. Easy. Now, use your equation to make a prediction about the water left after 40 minutes. Well, 40 minutes would be my x. So that means I would put a 40 in here where x is, and you should have gotten 5 gallons. Then, do you see that they plotted it on the graph, 45, and they're like, oh, yeah, that'd be a good prediction. It fits on the line of best fit. I told you on that.
Interesting, but like, I think that because we're given a graph, I think we can just go with the graph book. Because it doesn't like, use the equations.
It did tell you to use the equation. Just make sure that you follow whatever directions. If they say use the graph, use the graph. Use the line of best fit, use that. Use the equation, use the equation. Because our answers are going to be based on what the directions say. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's talk about what we're doing for the rest of the time. We still have 20 minutes, okay? So I would like for you guys 2 things. One, people at home, don't do this. This has nothing to do. For tonight. Test review. Due by 11:59, okay? Okay.